leaving the competition behind, much like Kiki Palmer's ex-partner. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place fellas giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Episode 399, keeping it divine, one away. As next week will be a party as we celebrate episode 400, fellas, here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Throw those fours up, but then throw your ones up and acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table. We the ones. Episode 399, very special, illustrious guest. We're talking about the ladies of the WNBA. We're talking about the NBA in-season tournament. Got to get used to saying that. Got MLB All-Star stuff, NBA free agency, Ravens talk, NFL talk, and so much more. The Flex Zone 1 on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and the Flex Zone 1 on that Gmail. And of course, you can always show love, support us, start the party off right. We haven't been here for a few weeks. Super chatters, show us some love, show us you missed us, show us how you feel. Tons of content on the channel. Hit the bell, hit the thumbs up if you're in this chat right now. Share it to a friend, share it to your enemy, as we are back and better than ever. Can't do the show alone. God's favorite host, kicking it over to my brother, the social media producer, social media icon, the man who was on the Love Boat this past Saturday. He was having a good time.
Don't hit the button yet.
Don't hit the button.
Don't hit the button yet.
Okay. How was your trip on the Love Boat? It's Big Raj. How you feeling?
The trip was phenomenal. The trip was great. Dre, you always put on lavish trips. So appreciation to you, my good brother, for turning the big 3-5 on Saturday. But I just want to say, man, it's good to be back after a lengthy hiatus, and it's been great, man. That's all I really wanted to say, and it is what it is. Can't wait to do the show. Have a great guest. Now you can hit that button.
Finish him, Daddy.
And Daddy's going to
finish him, Daddy.
Daddy's going to finish you.
This next man is the voice of reason. I know you missed him last week, but he is back and better than ever. I guess the big dog now, one of his new nicknames. Fresh from NYC. He's been all over the world. He's back on the Flex Zone Podcast, bringing the heat, pointing out the goofiness. It is the man himself. But before we get started, the more things change, the more they stay the same, because it's almost that time of year for football in the nation's capital.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Kravon.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
Oh, they wanted the encore. I'm sorry.
Uncle on.
Man, listen, I tell you, man, one thing I missed while I was gone was that damn finish him, Daddy. That is
Finish him, Daddy. Finish him, Daddy.
That's what they tell me.
That is funny to me. Yo, I don't think y'all understand that. I get a kick out of that, but I am back and I missed you guys. Appreciate y'all as always for holding me down, holding the show down, all that good stuff, man. I'm ready to get back into it, even though these are the quote unquote dog days of sports. We'll keep it together. We'll keep it mixy, and I'm ready to jump into it.
This man's a man of 1,000 nicknames, the man of 1,000 ways to get $1. Mr. 9 to 5, Mr. 25-8. The man don't stop. More meaner than the vaccine. More cleaner than the air on the outside. It's the straw that stirs the drink, pride of the East Side, savior of misbehavior. It is officially Dre season, and Dre Day is quickly approaching. Were you driving the boat, Dre? Because you was on there too. Were you driving the boat?
Not driving.
There we go with my mic. No, I mean, I was in charge, man, and Uncle Raj, appreciate you coming out, man. We're going to be up and stuck. I ain't going to tell people how old I am, but I'm about to have a really good
I already did that.
Raj already did it. But big shout out to Dre. Everybody drop those birthday cake emojis in the chat for Drizzy Dre as he gets another year younger here on the Flex Zone Podcast, Dre Day. If you want to turn up with the guy, you know what to do. Super chat love. Show love to Dre's birthday as well. A big reason to celebrate. But the biggest reason to celebrate is our guest tonight. He actually is one of Dre's line brothers. He is a supporter, friend. Was he on the Love Boat with you guys?
Yes, he was on the
He was on
Love
the
Boat
Love
as
Boat. He was on the Love Boat too.
yes.
He was playing first lieutenant next to Dre. This man is WNBA aficionado, NBA aficionado, part of Ball So Hard University. He's ready to see what the Ravens do this season. He's got insight. He's got great takes. He's got it all. And he's here on the Flex Zone podcast for episode 399. Everybody, drop those hand clap emojis. Put your hands together for him making his official Flex Zone debut as one of the panel. It is the man himself. Give it up for Paul Williams, everybody. From the mansion.
Hey, what's up, Flex Zone? Good to be here.
What it do,
Episode
Paul? What it do?
399. Mama, I made it.
We appreciate you, my good brother. How you feeling? You live in a lap of luxury over there. I see you.
Yeah, you know, this just my workplace. I just come here when I need some quiet time just to get things done, you know.
Hey man, show the people that shirt you got on. Show the people that good shirt you got on. I see.
This is WNBA merchandise right here. You know, the official logo of WNBA.
Hey, showing love to the ladies. Dre, you got anything before we get into it, brother? I know your boy's up here. If Dre's around.
Well, I'm here. It's just
okay.
I'm using my phone, and I'm not used to using my phone. But no, I'm glad that my brother, man, me and this brother go way back to the Curly days. So glad we could have him on the podcast, and we can finally talk about the WNBA, so he can stop annoying me talking about we don't talk about it. So,
yeah, it needs more coverage. Needs more.
But
support.
he is right. He is right though. We need more coverage of the dub.
Well, let's get into it, Paul.
For reaching out.
Anytime, brother. You
and look at Samantha showing support. Appreciate you, son.
Big shout out to Samantha. Hey. Paul, WNBA season is in full swing. I think they just announced the All-Star teams yesterday or 2 days ago. How's the season going so far? What do we need to know? We know the Las Vegas Aces are dominating. Got the New York Liberty. They got Breanna Stewart. For people who don't know, what should they be watching in WNBA, and what are your thoughts on the season so far, my guy?
Man, the season has been great so far. As it always been, it's just really good competitive basketball. Like you said, the Aces are killing it right now. You look at the standings; they're 17-2, and they're not just winning, but they're dominating right now, dominating with the wins. They already clinched their spot in the Commissioner's Cup Challenge game, so they'll be there against whoever is the next team. But the league is doing great. It's been a lot of great matchups. The super team Aces has been looking good. The Liberty, they're looking good too. They played the Aces a week or so ago. Aces beat them by 17. So I'm not even sure, is there a comparable super team for the Aces? They're just looking that good. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the season is going to go. There's aside from the super teams and the teams that people know, there's other players that are good to watch every night, like Kalia Copper in Chicago, phenomenal guard. Enrique Ngumbuale in Dallas. She's a beast every single night. So I just hope more people just get a chance to see these women shine. Jewel Lloyd in Seattle, like it's some great players. Of course, we got Leah Boston in Indiana, but a lot of great players to be excited about this year.
Wait a minute, what was that one name you just said? Sound like Giannis after the Ubo like type of thing.
The girl in the State Farm commercials, Drake. She's in the State Farm commercials. That's how you know.
He just said that name so.
I think she had another commercial with Mark Cuban.
Yeah, she plays. Yeah, the State Farm commercial plays with Dallas.
That's dope, though, man. Good stuff. How did you even get into getting into the WNBA?
Well, during the pandemic, we all had a little extra time on our hands to watch some TV, and I was just strolling one day, and I came across it was the 2020 WNBA Finals. Seattle was playing Las Vegas, So I see a lot of the top talent playing, like Asia Wilson, Sue Bird, Natasha Howard, Alicia Clark, Brianna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd, just top talent just playing. And it was just good basketball. And from there, I was like, I need more of this in my life. And I just continued watching the sport. So when the 2021 season came around, I was tuned in. I was watching the games. I went to a couple of games in DC. And 2022, I'm a partial season holder. I got more WNBA gear. I'm on the WNBA app. I went to the All-Star game in Chicago, and Dre, I dragged you and the fellas to the USA basketball practice in Vegas, as well as game one of the WNBA finals. And now in 2023, I'm a full season ticket holder. I'm attending the meet the team parties, the coffee with the coaches. A couple of weeks ago, I traveled to. Thank you. A couple of weeks ago, I traveled to Atlanta and Dallas to watch games there. So I've just been getting more invested in it, and it's just coming from the pro level to now looking at the history of it and those legendary players, as well as watching more college basketball and see a lot of that generational talent that's coming, and that's good to be excited about. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Cameron Brink, Rakia Jackson. I mean, it's some game changes that's coming to the league. But I'll just say real quick, lastly, but what keeps me interested in the WNBA is just the absence of a lot of that things that you see that the NBA that they're fighting to get rid of in that game, like load management. That's not an issue in the WNBA. They play less games. Most of the time, you go to a game, if the player healthy, the player gonna play. The cheaper tickets. I ain't got to worry about. I done paid $250 to go to a game, and you telling me LeBron sitting or Giannis not going to play, and I'm gonna be upset that I took my money. So load management not an issue. Flopping not as big of an issue. It's somewhat in the game, but not as big as NBA. There's a difference between selling the contact that you actually received to get the call and fabricating contact that never even occurred. So I like those aspects of it, as well as the team play. You get to see a lot more passing and play development rather than just jacking up some lazy shots and a lot of ISO ball. But I love the NBA, but there's just some things that I can just do without, and I get that when I watch the WNBA.
All right.
My question is this: I know the Phoenix Mercury is not doing very well right now.
Boo!
But how important is it to have Brittany Griner back on the court after her jail sentence a year ago?
Yeah. Phoenix, they struggling a bit. They just got rid of their head coach a couple weeks ago. Brittany Griner still got a little rust, unfortunately, from her situation. Diana, she getting old, and Skylar Diggins not playing this season. She's pregnant. So congratulations to her.
Shout out to that brother. Very smart brother. Very smart. Drop a bomb for that
brother. Smart man. But Brittany Griner, she that whole situation was very unfortunate to be, nobody should be used as a political pawn in such a way like that. But definitely glad she's back. I think it's really good for just the morale of the league that that was a big focus last year, and I think it it took a lot of focus away from the game product for a lot of players. I mean, they hung in there and they were still very competitive, but I think it weighed in on a lot of them because they are very close. A lot of them not only play on teams here and against each other in the U.S., but they also play on teams together overseas, during the WNBA offseason. So they're very close, sisterhood type of thing. So it was glad to see her come back and boost that morale.
Man, I got I got a question, yo. All right, so
Mhm.
we all remember in about a little bit over 7 years ago, Kevin Durant made the move to go to the Golden State Warriors and created a super team. How closely does that compare to what Candace Parker just did with Vegas?
Ooh. Now,
and not even necessarily
only
about
because I can't get.
okay.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit, but
Go ahead, bro.
But I'll say the move though I wasn't really to only because at this point in her career, Candace Parker is not as impactful of a player as Kevin Durant. Like she is a little like she didn't make the All-Star team this year. She's only been averaging about 9 points. I know the team is loaded, but she's not that same player. And I know she did it for other reasons too, considering family. Her daughter is in LA, so she's closer to her daughter than she was in Chicago. So I know there's other reasons behind it. She's not the same player that she used to be, so it's not as impactful as a move with as with Kevin Durant.
Go ahead, Trey.
I was going to say, during when we were in Vegas, like you said, you took me to a WNBA game, and it happened to be the one finals game.
Took drag, same thing.
But how important is it for people to experience a WNBA game?
I think it's very important. You can't knock something really until you try it, and you really get out there. You see, like a lot of things that kept me going to the Mystics organization, because that's my team, the Mystics, and that's hard because I am from Baltimore, so supporting DC teams is not something that we just do. But just going there, the atmosphere is great. The fans are great. You really see some good basketball every night, regardless of who's on the floor. Like sometimes if the star player is not there, you see the team kind of dragging, like without hope. But every night everybody's playing like they got something to prove because they're playing for the longevity of the WNBA in general. They're playing for jobs because roster spots are hard to come across, and you see that passion and that hunger with every game. So I think it's something if to experience live or even watch on TV. But I think it's definitely good to support and go to a game. And like I said, tickets aren't even that expensive. It's not a investment, big investment to do it at least one time.
How are the Mystics looking this year with Deladon?
Mystics are looking good. I think they have the fifth best record right now. They got hit with some injuries so far this year. That's been really impactful. Deladon is hurt right now. She hurt again. She hurt her ankle last Friday against the Dream, but then re-aggravated again this past Sunday against Connecticut. So she's a little banged up. Natasha Cloud's been banged up with ankle issues. That's our starting point guard. And then our starting center, Shakira Austin, she has a hip injury and been out for a few weeks. So she's going to be reevaluated after the All-Star break this weekend. But Christy Tolliver, who's a College Park legend, she's with the team and she's hurt right now. So health has been concerned, but the team is still fighting. The off-season pickup of Brittany Sykes has been tremendous for us. I think it was a really underrated pickup that kind of slipped under the radar. But she's great. She got hops. She has great defense and generates steals. She can really generate some offense too. We still have Ariel Atkins. So and recently we just traded Amanda Zawi B to for Queen Egbo from Indiana. So it's been a good season. Just waiting for everybody to get healthy again so we can really make a run and show them what we have.
Any more questions about the WNBA, or should we move on?
Well, I want to actually ask him also about college, because I heard Paul talking about now he's going from the WNBA back into collegiate ball. So how do you feel about the women's game as compared to from the collegiate level to the professional level?
So I mean, I think it's a good start. With the from when you're coming from college to the pros, of course, everything's a little different. Like pros, you're going to be a little sharper with like your ball handling skills, your shots, and things like that. And I think it's the same thing going from college to the WNBA. But overall, the women are in college. They have great fan bases that a couple of years from now we're going to go to the WNBA. Like, of course, you got Angel Reese. She'll probably come out in 2025. So will Cameron Brink and Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, probably, a lot of others. Great talent that I think are going to take the game even to the next level, especially with Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers' 3-point shooting and ability to stretch the floor. So, I think it's some big things coming, which is why I like to stick to the college level. That transfer portal, it makes things interesting too, because they jump around just like in other sports too. As you see, Haley Van Lith, she now with LSU and creating a little super team there for next year, which is going to be interesting to watch.
Well, can we get your input, Paul? Can we switch gears to the NBA about this in-season tournament? Because you talked about the Commissioners Cup with the WNBA. Are they trying to do what the WNBA is doing?
Yeah, it comes a little bit. I think where the NBA differs is that they're kind of doing a mid-season tournament to where they're going to Vegas and they're kind of dividing everybody into subgroups and playing like a little mini tournament in Vegas, based on my understanding. Which I mean, if lower management is an issue, why bring people to a mid-season tournament? So I'm not really feeling it in that instance. What the WNBA does is that they designate all regular season games as Commissioner Cup games, so there's no real change to the schedule. And then the two teams with the best record at the end of those games that they designate, those two teams play a separate game together. But to have everybody, go to a mid-season type of tournament thing when you already have issues with load management and health, when the faces of your league are aging, I don't think it's really a good idea.
Well, Cravante is not pleased.
Yeah,
I
I'm with you.
I completely agree. I don't understand the reason to change in this way. Like the play-in tournament, okay, I get it, and I do see the benefit of it because, especially like from the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat was a play-in team, and
right.
They made it to the they went the distance. So I'm seeing the benefit, and honestly, we're seeing the benefit relatively quickly. But mid-season, like, what are we doing? Vegas doesn't need any more. Vegas got a lot going on already. Like, we don't need to have all this. Bring everybody here, do a mini bubble or whatever, and have everybody in the same spot and play basketball. Like, I'm over. Like, why? What's the benefit?
It just benefit their pockets. That's all. They just want to make a little more money.
I'm positive. It's definitely benefiting some people's pockets. But I mean, for viewership, I mean, what are we doing? Like, and as Paul said, low management is killing NBA. It's killing the NBA right now because we got all these ball players making 9 figures and they playing every 4th game. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what's to say that that those same players as low management are even going to play in that tournament in Vegas?
Right. Yeah.
So
and what's the incentive for winning the tournament?
You get a bag of cookies.
500,000.
Right.
500,000.
Bag of Cheetos. You get a bag of Cheetos for your
At least with WNBA, they play some money, some things that they need. But I don't get it.
Yeah, it's 500,000 to the winners.
You know what? And I agree with Mark's comment right here. I do think it's a little long-winded, especially that first tournament. First tournament, especially that first round.
First round needs to be 5.
I definitely agree. That first round probably should go back to 5.
That would never happen.
I mean, the season too long. If nobody can play 82 games, why are we playing 82 games?
God damn it,
Paul.
That's
the thing though, Paul. But they naturally always play 82 games. It's just that the people today are more softer than the people of yesteryear. You had guys like Michael Jordan playing 82 games. Kobe played 82 games, I think 3 or 4 times in his career. I think even LeBron James once or twice
before 2 years ago, LeBron did it.
Right. So I mean, a lot of people played. Karl Malone is a steady force of playing 82 games. So I mean, it's not like people can't play 82 games. It's just the fact that this game has gotten a lot softer over the years, and thanks to Greg Popovich, with the Spurs of the early 2000s, they was doing a lot of load management. And speaking of load management, they just sat down Victor Wemby for the rest of the summer league.
Not surprised.
For what reason? I have no idea.
Not surprised. That is the Spurs' MO to a T. I am not surprised that they did that at all. Victor has gone to the most conservative basketball team in the league. I'm not surprised at all.
You think Wemby's good, Paul, or you think he's a little overhyped? The first game he looked like he was trash, but the second game he looked better.
I mean, I think he got a good base to develop on. I don't think he right out the gate, superstar take over the league. But, I think the biggest things for him just going to be health and development. I think he's in a good place to do it. But we'll just have to see. But I don't know. I haven't seen a lot to know if he's really worth the hype, from him. Even watching some of the international games that he had, I wasn't, really too impressed. I thought he could be defended well in the NBA by not even star players that you have to put on him, but we'll see.
I think he has a lot of clear tangibles. He is 7'5", wingspan is 18,000 feet. So he's not going to have a problem. He's not going to have a problem scoring. I think he'll probably average, 20, probably 20, 22, maybe in the low 20s his rookie year, and easily average 9, 10. He can average a 20, 10, and probably 3 blocks, and that may be enough to win rookie of the year, because the Spurs ain't working with too much, so it's gonna be on him. Now, depending on how many games he plays, that's a whole nother situation. But 50, 55 is probably what we're looking at him playing.
And that's being optimistic.
Yeah. That's being optimistic. Yes, definitely being optimistic, because again, ultra conservative. If he break a fingernail, he out too.
I don't think he's going to play that many games. I think he'll play like a lot of home games, but on the road they'll probably give him that load management. So I give him about 40.
But like, what are we low managing? He's a rookie.
Hey, we said that Popovich is the master of load management. For some reason, I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to slowly progress that boy in.
But you know what? I blame Pop for all of this. Like, he created that monster. That's Kawhi Leonard. He created the monster, and he created all this.
He did.
Boy played 12 minutes. Now he's talking about he playing too many minutes. Stop it! What are we doing?
It's crazy. The WNBA was saying that they don't have enough games, and the NBA saying they have too many games. We hustling backwards with this.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So Paul, I have a question. Damian Lillard will be somewhere else. Not sure when, because they're not in no hurry to trade him. But what are your thoughts? Do you think where do you think he's going to go?
I think they'll give him what he wants. I think he'll go to Miami. I think Miami will work out a deal. I think the pressure, if Portland allows it to be, is on Miami to make a deal. Portland wants a good trade. They want a good return for Dame, and I think that really puts it in Miami's court to like make them a good offer, especially if Dame wants to come there. Will Dame be the answer in Miami to get them the championship? I don't see it. I think they still need. I think they'll lose too many assets in the trade to really be, where they want to be getting Dame. I think if Dame got another 5 or 6 in them, then they can recruit some people, afterwards and kind of rebuild after the trade to kind of get somewhere. But Miami, that's the place I really see him going. I can't really, see him really like anywhere else, like Boston. Other people saying I don't really see that. I'm saying Miami will stay in Portland and just be unhappy.
Yeah. Well, I think he would like Miami for personal reasons as well, because you've been in Portland your whole career. I want something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Miami is definitely more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But what does Miami really have to offer? I think for that trade to happen and to make it worthwhile, you need a third team involved.
Yeah, you do.
Because there's nothing between Miami and Portland that Portland is salivating on. There's nothing that Miami has that Portland is like, oh my gosh, we gotta have all your
and
picks.
Also, Miami's trying to offer what? Tyler Hero. You need to put somebody else in there, and I know they hate to get rid of like Duncan Robinson.
Tyler Hero.
Man, nobody wanted that bad. Y'all better put some Mike Lowry's on this offer, man, because this ain't it.
Yeah, you got it. You third team in there, and Tyler Hero ain't cutting it. They gotta.
Look, listen. Tyler Hero has not been healthy at least the last 2 years, and that's your biggest chip? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think Philadelphia is probably the one that makes the most sense, because I think you need a complement of a small and a big. And as long as Joel Embiid still plays at an MVP level, Dame could come in and be, dare I say it, the number 2 guy.
He can be what Harden isn't, a closer.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm just saying, you have a big and a small. That's good complement. That's a great complimentary piece. And Dame won't have to carry anything. Dame could be the number 2 guy, and now all of a sudden the 76ers are legit contenders.
What about CP3, Paul, real quick? Rapid
Wait,
fire,
who are the
we'll wrap it up.
76ers giving up to get Dame?
You could give up James.
Okay.
Yeah, you can give up James Harden because the money will equal out, and then at least you
He's still
can
under contract.
Fan base.
He's still under contract.
Yeah, because
James.
Yeah.
So he's still
he opted in. He opted in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Are there any strip clubs?
Well, besides Dame?
It might be some strip clubs.
Probably is.
Sure. I'm sure it's some.
Man, James Harden will be the biggest thing. If he goes to Portland, he will easily be the biggest thing in Portland. Day 1.
His beer was going to get him into trouble, though, down there.
Yeah, it's going to be more than this. It's going to be more than this beer.
How you feel about the Chris Paul trade, Paul?
I wasn't impressed. I mean, I think they need to do more besides just Chris Paul and moving off of Jordan Poole. There needs to be some more things done. I think I would consider moving Clay. To be honest, I think some more pieces need to be done. Chris Paul, he's health concern. He's just not that caliber of player that he used to be. He's a good leader. Not that you need a leader, you got Draymond, but he's a good leader. He could help develop some of the other talent that they might pick up. But I wasn't too impressed with the trade. I don't think it makes them any better.
And the Lakers. How you feel the Lakers did?
Oh, Lakers are doing awesome, man. Lakers, they about to win the championship, man. A full off season with those guys that they have, man. And everybody stay healthy. That's a championship win right there.
Yeah.
Championship.
Tell them about
they make championship moves. So yeah.
Got you, brother. Well, let's before we get you out of here. Go ahead, Dre, because I know you like to hear that.
No, I was letting Pastor Paul preach about the good works of Goat James.
I'll let y'all get other things y'all got going because we go. That's a whole other segment, just about the Lakers.
Yeah, we know Dre. He thought they was going to win it last year, but let's get to the Ravens before we get you out of here.
We were close.
You were. How you feel about the Ravens this year, man? You got that good feeling? They got a new offensive coordinator. Lamar got paid. He's giving out ice cream to the children. It's got to feel he's working out with Odell. It's got to feel good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Ravens this year, man. Lamar got his money. Hopefully health is not a big issue with them switching their strength and conditioning coach. They got some real talent at wide receiver. Hopefully the offense is opened up. The AFC, is tough, is talented, but I think, especially Lamar, long as he's healthy, we're going to be good because we got a lot of pieces. But I mean, we've done a lot with just Lamar. So, and as much as he want to develop as a passer, those legs are still lethal. And as long as he can keep doing the things that he's been doing, he wins 75% of his games. I think it's even going to be even better. Ravens are going to be a big threat this year. I hope they don't do nothing crazy. I don't really want to see him go after D-Hop. I don't think I think we're already deep enough. I think we're already good. I don't think you really need to lose assets and try to go after D-Hop. Just keep everything the way it is as long as everybody stay healthy. I think we Super Bowl bound. Glad we moved off to Marcus Peters. The only other thing I would like to see is J.K. Dobbins, be happy and be settled. But other than that, I think Ravens are in great position.
Hey, Paul, I was with you until you said don't get D-Hop. In the words of the great Kobe Bryant, more. Give me
Not
more.
at that position. Not at that position, bro. That
No,
nah,
no,
not,
no,
not,
no.
not
More,
Not worth it. Not worth it.
more.
it's not. He's not, yo.
Did you see our
Because
wide receivers last year? You remember our wide receivers last year?
hold this team back is injuries.
And before Lamar got hurt, we were still winning. We were still killing it. So I don't think.
Paul, do you think they maybe need a
health
corner?
is the biggest thing. They can stay healthy. A corner, yeah. Defense now, good defense is always good. To have a good corner, yes, because you got some good quarterbacks in the AFC. You know, I just think that's more of an asset to go after than another wide receiver.
So you think this team can win a Super Bowl? You think they are capable of beating the Chiefs?
Yeah. I believe so.
Okay.
Healthy. I think Ravens got it.
Well, we did see Roman Reigns get pinned, the tribal chief in WWE, and the tribal chiefs maybe in NFL means they're vulnerable as well, right, Dre?
Hey, man, don't do that, man. But you know what? I will say this, since you brought up WWE, Karante, you actually do have somebody here on the podcast who can't stand wrestling just as much as you can. But
Oh yeah.
But it's because I took Paul to a wrestling match, and he said after that he was like,
And ruined it for me.
Oh my gosh, story time. What happened?
I used to be a wrestling fan. I used to watch SmackDown and Raw faithfully. Used to know all the characters and everything. Dre says I got a ticket to WWE. I forget which event it was. Maybe it was Raw.
Oh, well, that's the first.
Live. I had
That's
never
why.
seen wrestling live. Never
That's
seen
why.
wrestling live. I get there. I mean, everything just looks terrible. And it was until we got to that cage match. Big Show and Jeff Hardy in the cage match. I mean, on TV, the cage matches look so good. Big Show is the same height as the cage. Look like they're in the backyard. It's not. That's the type of fence that look like they're playing. And Big Show, he's faking like he's trying to climb up this fence, like he's having a hard time. I'm like, boy, if you don't just step over that gate and get up and get the match over with, like it was just too dramatic, too over the top for me, and I lost interest. I never watched wrestling since, man.
Wow.
Thank you, Dre. Thank you, Dre.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually when you go to a actual wrestling event, that's when you become even more hooked.
Exactly.
For you, it was the complete opposite. You just was like, this is trash, and I want to watch it no more. I'm done.
Yeah, I just lost complete interest. Yeah.
Wow.
Done.
We're trying to convince Karante to come to WrestleMania in Philly.
That's what you should have took him to, Dre. You should have took him to WrestleMania. You probably would have enjoyed that.
Or AEW show. It's for adults, not for kids.
I enjoy it all.
Yeah,
ROH, WWE, New Japan, whatever. Put it in front of me, man.
Paul, before we get you out of here, brother, do you want to see a WNBA team in Baltimore?
Yeah.
We got the new CFG Bank Arena. They got high bid prices. They got lavish new things that Big Raj up top was, salivating over. They got the new state-of-the-art seating. Can we get at least a WNBA team? Something. G League, something.
Oh, I would love to see it, and I would love for Angel Reese to be on the team, and I would love to start making them hour-and-a-half drives down to DC once a week or so. So, yeah, I would love to see a WNBA team in Baltimore. I think it would be great. I would apply for a job down there. So, yeah,
maybe make you the GM, man. Let's get Paul as the GM of the Baltimore team. What you gonna name him, man?
Yes. I would love to.
Paul, brother, appreciate you. How can the people keep up
with you, man? I'm on Instagram, Pablo_Jesus_Rodriguez. That's me on Instagram. And Threads now. I don't know what that is, but maybe I'll start threading and y'all can see some content on there. But
Zuckerberg has the chat.
But nah, man, I'm just excited for the opportunity to be on the flex zone. You know, for anybody out there that's looking to, you know, finally one day be on the flex zone, you know, 399 episodes. I finally made it, you know. Anything is possible. So, you know, keep hope alive. And nah, man,
Once again, Paul.
I just thank y'all for the opportunity, man.
Hey, we appreciate you, my brother. Everybody, once again, give it up.
He
Put it
does.
up, Paul. Hey, Paul, we're gonna have you back with the WNBA finals coming up, the playoffs and the finals coming up, man. Get your opinion on who you think is gonna take it all home. That's
The
cool
Aces.
with you.
I
Back
appreciate
to
it. I
back.
look forward to it.
The Aces. I think short and sweet.
Right. Once again, everybody, give it up for Paul. Paul, we'll be talking to you soon. Appreciate the love and support as always, man. And have a good night.
All right, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, Paul.
Have a good
Once
one,
again,
Paul.
give it up for Paul.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Paul dropping the WNBA knowledge on us.
You call it Byron the Love Boat crew. He was part of it. So
Hey, man, nothing wrong with the Love Boat, man. There's a lot of great things that happen on the Love Boat, man.
Hey. When we was in line, there was some great things in front of us.
Some nice beauties of the sea.
Yes, beauties of the sea, indeed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, man, nothing wrong with the Love Boat. That's why they call it the Love Boat. See, anything is indeed possible. But let's get into this NBA stuff, this in-season tournament, because I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. Raj, I'm gonna start with you. I know you are sliding it earlier in the group chat.
No, it's not the fact that I was sliding it. It's just I don't know what the hell.
All right, let me real quick. Let me read a quick cliff notes because I got it up. The tournament will be split into two stages, group stage and knockout stage, much like the World Cup. All 30 teams participate in the group stage. Each team plays a total of 4 group stage games. There will be 6 total groups, and each group will have 5 teams. Those teams will be placed into random drawing. The 6 group stage winners will move on to the knockout stage. The 2 wildcard teams who had the highest winning percentage but finished second will also advance to the knockout stage. Each knockout stage game will be an elimination game, meaning winner advances, and the semifinal game and championship game will be held at a neutral site. Each in-season tournament game other than the championship will be considered a regular season game, so will count towards the standing. Starts November 3rd, ends December 9th. There you go.
So does the actual season begins November 3rd?
No. So that part, the season will start normal, but I believe the in-season tournament will start at the 3rd. So I think they'll already be playing games, I believe. I can double check though.
I'm still, even though you explained it, I'm still confused about this.
you know what? Shout out to for explaining it, man, because we're all confused.
I mean, I know he explained it, and I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing the brackets and some of the rules. To be honest with you guys, I don't care. Why are we doing this? Why are we no, seriously, why the hell are we doing this?
That's a great question.
Nobody cares about this. Nobody wanted to see this. The fans are like, why? The players themselves are like, well, we're still going to sit out. We don't really care to do this either. So it's just like it's a big nothing burger. It's something for the league to do something different. I mean, great. You know, kudos to the commissioner of the league, Adam Silver, but this is stupid. They're gonna meet at a neutral site. I mean, why? I mean, this ain't the bubble, like Dre said earlier. This or Cavante, this is just stupid. This is dumb. Like, keep it the way it is. And if you're not gonna keep it the way it is, then I guess lessen the games. But you're not gonna do that because you're gonna be missing out on bread. You're gonna be missing out on money.
Exactly.
The best thing that Adam Silver has done so far has given us a play-in tournament. Now the play-in tournament, I was a little skeptical at first about that too, but that actually works. Just look at Miami last season. They went from the play-in tournament, lost in the play-in tournament, and made it all the way to the NBA Finals. So that works. That actually works. And with the Lakers too, they was in the play-in tournament too, and they made it from the play-in tournament to the conference finals. So there's a need for that, especially if you're one of those teams that are like in the 9th or 10th spot, and you might be good, you might not be good, but you're still playing extremely hard. You still got something to play for. That's works. This in-season tournament, it's not even really in season. It's at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
not
like the season will start October 24th, but the official schedule comes out next month.
I mean, this is ridiculous. The season starts a week before. What do we need an in-season tournament for? If you're gonna do an in-season tournament, start off the season with the in-season tournament. Don't start it off a week before that. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Or maybe if y'all really hell bent on doing something in season, do it around Christmas.
Right, do it around Christmas. That makes perfect sense too. But this
or
thing,
around All-Star game. Something to switch it up.
Or the All-Star game. That's another thing.
But not at the beginning. Wait, how dare that's the beginning season of the beginning season tournament. Might as well call it that because it's a week into the season.
I just don't. I don't know who came up with this or with this schedule or whatever. But they need my belt. They might need my belt after this. If this is the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life, I'm going to go off, and I'm going to you going to see me go off. Yes. When I get my ass, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. But I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass the baton to my man Cavante. You know, because he's just coming back. But god damn it, man. Come on, man. You know, this is not needed. Ridiculous.
Yo, all the Rogers sound effects hit crazy, yo.
Literally, it hits crazy. Yes.
Oh man, I miss y'all, yo. Oh man. Oh man. Yep. But yeah, no, you're right. This
Can't even get it together.
But this is stupid. I agree. Byron, is there another question? Because that's dumb. I think Rogers covered it. Like, this is stupid.
Well, the poll, I can ask you the poll. How goofy is this?
What was my what was my option? I know pretty goofy was one of them.
Well, now that's goofy.
There you go. There's your analysis right there. It's pretty goofy. I like it. I don't care, and it could have been done better. It's pretty goofy.
Well, granted, I guess we can't necessarily say it could be done better because we haven't seen it yet, but it sounds goofy. It's between I don't care and pretty goofy.
Oh, I got one more question. Is NBA 2K gonna cover this shit too? Is the new NBA 2K game gonna cover this in the video game? That's what I want to know.
Well, Raj, you got Kobe on the front, and you can play cross-play, so PS5 can play Xbox now on 2K.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean,
you want the in-season tournament?
If you're playing the actual season, will you have to play the stupid tournament? Is what I want to know.
Probably. I don't know. I hope not.
I hope not.
Let's get Dre in here.
I hope not. God damn, this is stupid.
No,
How you feel, Dre?
Everybody done hit the nail on the head. This is stupid. But you know what? We're going to give it a chance. We're going to see what the NBA comes up with. But from what you're explaining to us, this makes no goddamn sense. I'll say that. And especially after tonight, seeing what Major League Baseball is doing with their All-Star game and the progression of baseball making a comeback. Yeah, the NBA is trying to do something now. When it comes to, and all of us have said this, when it comes from like Christmas and the playoffs, the NBA is they're doing their thing. But when it comes to like other things throughout the regular season, we're unsure about, especially that All-Star game. But baseball, we've seen tonight how the season is exciting. The things leading up to the All-Star game and the activities get you involved and get you kind of on the edge. So maybe this is what the NBA is trying to do in order to get some more engagement. But from what you're explaining to us thus far, they got a lot of work that they need to do before any of us get engaged. Because at least, like y'all said, the play-in tournament gets people involved. It's like, oh, okay, you see what Miami was able to do. Like you said, a great example of how the Lakers were. So in the play-in tournament, even the games were like really exciting because you saw. I think it was what team was it in the East? It was Miami. Miami was down by like 8 points. And came back and got in. So yeah, you just you never know. But this in season, before season, whatever this bull is, I'm trying not to cuss, but it's stupid. Oh man,
Well, Dre,
thank
Oh
you.
man,
let's
that
get
sound off the horns real quick.
hold on. Let's get the old effects going. It's Mark, man. This a big shout out to Mark. Hold on to me. Big shout out to
So we drop
Mark in the building. Dropping the horn for Mark.
take a horn something.
Appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate the love. Mark says playing tournament is stupid. With the $10 super chat. So Mark, as always, appreciate your support. And you can follow Mark's lead and super chat us. Let us know your thoughts. Ask us any questions. Give us your input as well. Dre, I want to ask you about the Lakers. That off season, brother. Is it the best Lakers off season ever? And are you with Paul? This is a championship caliber team.
Now, I'm not going to say it was the best offseason by the Lakers, but I think that the Lakers made really good, smart moves. One thing we were very fearful of is that like they would sign somebody like Kyrie and wouldn't have enough money, but they were able to plug in necessary pieces and surround this team because you saw that this team made it to the Western Conference Finals. They basically kept the nucleus of this team, added some other pieces, and with these necessary pieces that they added, can help this team maybe get over that hump and now go to the finals because they were so close against the Denver Nuggets. They were right there with Denver. So to add the pieces that they were able to add, the only one I think that was in question compared to some of these other signings was D'Angelo Russell. And I think if you don't see anything by D'Angelo Russell, that's a moving piece that you can move in order to maybe if you want to get maybe Kyrie after all, put him and maybe some additional picks or something in there so that way you can get who you want to get. But I think that the moves that they made were really good moves for the team. And also to, like I said, they also have tradable assets as well that if they do need to feel like they need to make a move or an adjustment in the midseason, that they definitely can do that. So I think the Lakers made had one of the best offseason moves out of all NBA teams. And I think that that's satisfactory to LeBron James and his seat in question for another fifth championship.
Go ahead, Raj. How you feeling, man? You gotta love what your Lakers are doing.
Hey man, I'm not mad at all for what the Lakers are doing. Shout out to Rob Pelinka, man. A couple years back when he took over for Magic, I was like he was Kobe's agent. I'm not sure if he's gonna be a good GM. Man, oh man, oh man, has he changed my mind completely? Especially after last season when he put together a crap roster, but in the midst of it, found and grooved his way to getting the pieces that put him in the conference championship last year. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was amazing. And not only that, but this off season, he did not wait at all. He made sure to get most of those pieces back. Austin Reeves, Roy Hachimura. He made sure to get D'Angelo Russell back. He even got Gabe Vincent from Miami to come over and Jackson Hayes from the Pelicans to come through. And he added a lot of, good pieces, good 3-point pieces as well. So this man has done an amazing job. He did not extend Anthony Davis. Thank God. Do not extend him. Make him earn his money or the rest of it. So that's a beautiful thing as well. LeBron James is in his last year as a Laker for right now. He did the right thing, man. I mean, there's a lot of tradable assets, like you said, a lot of 2-year contracts, which is good as well. So just in case we have to rebuild for next year, we can, and we'll have a lot of money on the table as well. So that's also a good thing. But yeah, man, hats off to Rob Pelinka for real. I really didn't expect much from him once Magic left, but he's kept this team afloat, man. He's kept this team in contention. And he's doing a damn good job right now. So hats off to him. Hopefully LeBron comes back healthy and Anthony Davis Hopefully he's somewhere training. I don't know. Might be, might not be, because you know how he gets
I
down.
think
But
he's boxing. I think there's something with him boxing.
he needs to work on his legs. That's what he needs to work on. But other than that, man, this team has a real chance next year of doing something very positive. If they can get over the Denver hump and the Phoenix hump, because Phoenix is coming as well. So they did a good job with the off season.
Go ahead, Cavante. I want to ask you about the Lakers and also about the Jordan Poole is your new starting point guard
could
for
have
the
asked me
Wizards.
that too. Yeah,
I asked you last. Didn't I ask you that before?
No, you asked about Jordan Poole.
I did. Well, how do you feel about Jordan Poole?
I like Jordan Poole. I like
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
Because everybody.
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
Stop it. All right.
Okay.
All right, shut up, Scott. But anyway. Yes, everybody beats the Wiz. They're gonna be getting beat like a drum next season. But I do like the Jordan Poole signing. I do like the Kyle Kuzma signing as well. Although I'm not sure about this draft pick that they picked up in the first round, or the three draft picks they picked up in the second round. I don't know, but I expect that Poole is gonna have plenty of shots to jack up because he's gonna be probably the main option to jack up the shots. And Kuzma. The best thing he did was keep his girl away from Usher the other night. So, but we'll see, man, what he does. He had an actually pretty good season last season. He averaged over 21 points. Maybe he'll progress and do something else this season. But I'm not really expecting much from the Wizards. But I think the rebuild for them, if they can keep these two guys together, which they can't seem to really do a lot of times, they get the big name players and they trade them the next year or whatever. But if they can find a way to keep Poole and Kuzma together for a couple of years and add some more pieces along the way, they should be a lot better. But we'll see what the new management does.
Go ahead, Cavante. Thoughts on the Lakers, Chris Paul, Jordan Poole, all that.
I think the Lakers thus far, and completely making light of it because it's not a real thing at this point in the season. But they have won the off season. They was big out. Like Raj said it earlier. Big shout out to Rob Pelinka because folks was on him heavy after the whole Magic Johnson situation and him just trying to get it right, man. Because I mean, an icon of that organization has left, and those are some huge shoes to fill. Because I mean, Magic Johnson's the reason why LeBron's there, and now Rob Pelinka's number one job was to get the Lakers back to prominence, winning prominence, and please LeBron at the same time, which we all know is not an easy task to do. And Rob Pelinka is definitely wheeling and dealing right now. The Lakers do look really good. So as of right now, if there is a winner for the offseason, it is the Lakers. We're still waiting for the Damian Lillard domino to fall, but it's the Lakers thus far. Chris Paul doesn't move the needle for me. Chris Paul is 138, and I don't think there's much that I don't think him. I don't think he doesn't put anybody, namely the Golden State Warriors, over the top. The Warriors struggled. I think the Warriors struggled last year with two things: rebounding and turnovers. So Chris Paul is going to help in that department because Chris Paul does a outstanding job at taking care of the basketball. But he's 38,000 years old. Like I don't like how much does he legit have to go on a run? And by run I mean a long run, like a marathon run into the playoffs and a deep run. I don't think he's going to make it physically. But the Warriors still have a lot more to do. They're still very, very small. And they need to replace the shooting. I guess they really don't have to replace, just try to pick up where Jordan Poole left off. Klay Thompson is old. And Draymond Green got his whole beard is gray now. Like we've seen Draymond Green age before our eyes, and it's like, damn, Mr. Triple Single is looking real gray out there. But they still need some form of youth. Like, you got older. You let go Jordan Poole and got Chris Paul. You're now the oldest team in the league. You're now the oldest team in the league, just like that. So Chris Paul does not move the needle for me. The Warriors still have a lot to do to get back into legit contention, but I mean, they were a dynasty. It's hard to rebuild that. Jordan Poole. This is, if nobody knew before or anybody that wasn't aware, the Wizards, the Wizards are the exact definition of cleaning house and starting from scratch. That is exactly when you get rid of your big time stars and just getting picks upon picks. I saw the Wizards picked up a pick for 2030. I'm like, what the heck? What are we doing? But it's picks on top of picks on top of picks on top of picks. And honestly, over the next probably 3 to 4 years, don't expect nothing from the Wizards. don't expect nothing. It ain't no real, it ain't no stardom. It's not much of a wow factor. And honestly, with the NBA draft, outside of usually the top 3 picks, it's all a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? So the Wizards are solely just trying to build this from scratch, get some young talent. As you can see, the pickup from Jordan Poole, that's the direction they're going in. And we all have had all of our teams and all the various sports that we covered have gone through a rebuild. It's not fun. It's not fun at all, and it's almost cringy to watch. And that's what it's going to be like as a Wizards fan for at least the next 3-4 years, unless they hit it big on one of them picks, because they got a lot of them. That is one thing that Wizards do have a lot of. They do have a lot of picks, and it looks like Byron, looks like your light-skinned brothers have taken over DC.
It's going to be interesting to say the least. That's all I'm going to say.
And last thing, Jordan Poole, my gosh, I felt as though he was going to outgrow his role with the Warriors, and it's completely flipped. He's gone to the other side of the country, and his role has completely flipped. He is now the man. He's going to get majority of the shots. He's probably going to average somewhere around 24, maybe 25 points a game, because he's going to get a lot of opportunities to do it, along with Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma has to stay healthy. That'll be key. But my God, Jordan Poole, you want to talk about a pool party, and he's in DC? Oh man, the shorty's gonna be out, and Jordan Poole. You know how Jordan Poole get down when the shorties is out there.
The bad part about it is, though, did you see his facial expression when he came? Well, if you get a chance, maybe Bauer can put it up. You can see Jordan Poole's facial expression in a Wizards jersey. He doesn't look. He says he's happy, but he doesn't look too happy.
I'll work on that real quick.
Oh. Listen, man. Your role was not getting any bigger with the Warriors, brother. It's either that, it's either this or that.
Exactly. Like I said, he needed his own team, so glad he got his own team. We'll see what the young boy can do and flourish out there.
And I don't even think necessarily he needed his own team. He just needed more opportunities. Steph Curry is too big of a
An icon.
Yeah, he's too big. His aura is too big for you to shine a little bit in Golden State. Golden State was not going to be the place you do it. You could go anywhere else, and somebody of the caliber like a LeBron or Steph Curry, your role will be limited. You know what I'm saying? So he could have gone anywhere, but I think with the Washington Wizards, with them completely cleaning the house, he will have every opportunity to be the man.
Big shout out to Nick in the chat, one of our day ones. I see you, Nick. Appreciate the love and support, my brother. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And speaking of AD, this is what he is doing, Raj. He's doing this. This is what he's doing. This is what AD is doing.
Oh, joy. He's going to step in the ring. Well, he has stepped in the ring.
Right.
So he's fighting. He's fighting guys that are way smaller than him. Okay, brother. I need you to. Well, at least he's doing something productive, I guess.
Where's the basketball? Where's the basketball?
At least he's doing something productive.
Oh man. Let's real quick. Let's hit on the MLB before we get to the Ravens stuff. Dre, how you feeling about the All-Star break, brother? Orioles 2 games out of first place. They beat up on the Yankees with some Yankee spanky going on last week. That's right, brother. How you feeling?
They trash.
Whatever, man. My
Yankee spanky, baby.
Are we finished?
Are you finished? Are we done? So we went there.
No, I looked at that score. That thing was 12-0 at the time when I saw it. I said, "God damn!"
Look, that's the first time that the Yankees have gotten an ass whooping like that this year. But with Aaron Judge being out and being hurt, that messes up our hitting. Right now, we have some issues when it comes to the pitching, but yet the Yankees are still right in there. We're above 500. Right now, we are in 4th place when it comes to the AL East, but hey, we'll be fine. I think that once Aaron Judge comes back, I think that that's going to definitely help out the hitting. I think that right now we have been able to make the necessary moves and put in the components. Right now, Garrett Cole is starting the All-Star game this year, the first New York Yankee to do so since Roger Clemens. So I think that the Yankees are really definitely on the up and up. But I gotta give a shout out to my home team, the Baltimore Orioles. Right now, the 3rd best record in baseball. You saw what Adam was able to do tonight at the home run derby. So I think that definitely by maybe like 2026, we should see an All-Star game here in Camden Yards again. They were talking about Ken Griffey Jr., but and I think that when you come full circle, might as well bring it back to when Cal Ripken, his 96 and his 96 year of what he was able to break the record for the most games played. So I think that definitely the Orioles are trajected in the right direction. And I think that if they can maneuver just a few pieces, that they can make a push. We already see that they're going to make a playoff appearance, but it's just a matter of how far they're going to go, and then if they're going to just capitalize on it, so that way they don't do like they did back in 2014 and miss the window. This a young team that's growing, and you see the progression from last year to this year, and I already see that next year they'll probably continue to grow. So this is a team that everybody can get excited about. They're young, and they're really, I think that they're heading in the right direction. And this is still, like I said, I'm a Yankees fan, but I still love my home team, and I think that that is probably the hardest division right now in all of baseball. So shout out to them, and shout out to everybody that's within that division, and we'll see what happens for some years to come.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. won the home run derby tonight. Him and his father both won it. The first father-son duo to win it.
I was excited for Vlad because I didn't think that he was going to do it for a second. I thought that Rodriguez from Seattle. I mean that brother hit 40 home runs, the most in a round in All-Star game history. So to see that, and then that's what I was talking about, the excitement that you get for the All-Star game when it comes to Major League Baseball, just their home run derby. You are excited, you're invested, like, oh, okay, this might happen, to see a record broken, and then, well, 2 records. The fact that 41 home runs were hit in one round, and then also to see Vladimir join his father, like you said, Byron, the first father-son, to be able to win a home run derby. So I think that we're really seeing a change in tides when it comes to Major League Baseball. I mean, even Mookie Betts, at least he tried. I know that's something that we talk about with the dunk contest, but at least Mookie Betts, even him not winning, his wife getting the interaction with her and the child and saying that, like, look, I'm proud of my husband. At least he tried. He got it off his bat that, hey, he did a home run derby, and at least he tried. Even if he didn't win it, at least he went out there. I mean, compared to like we talking about the NBA where they don't even try. So I think that that's a huge step for baseball and something that we've, family on the show right now, Uncle Rob and Byron, you're a part of it, trying to get black baseball players back into baseball. Yes, we've seen Dominicans in there, but we want to see more brothers get back into baseball because it's much needed.
Raj, how you feel about it? You been enjoying those pizzas this year, man?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm enjoying what the Orioles are doing. I kind of expected them to have a really, really good season at the beginning, especially after what they did last year, surprise of people. But they've exceeded expectations so far, man. I mean, with 54 wins before the All-Star game, I mean, it's an amazing thing right now. And from 2 years ago, from being the last team in baseball to being the third best team in baseball is astonishing. Adley Rutschman has been an amazing player for this team. Ever since he was brought up last year, it just felt like the world was just turning in the right direction for the Orioles. And then you have other players coming along, especially the guy that came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. I forgot his name, but he came out just smacking the ball around. And it's been more of that. It's like they really hit on these draft picks, and the guys that's been in the minors are actually coming along and doing the right things for the Orioles. It's just so many guys, so many young guys that helping this team be one of the best in baseball, and the skies is the limit at this point. I mean, yeah, it's been pretty terrible throughout my childhood. Growing up in Baltimore, watching the Orioles. Every now and again, they would have good seasons, but it wouldn't be consistent. I think this time around, I think this will be consistent. I could see them being on top for the next 4 to 5 years, and especially with them the way that they drafted. I can see this team being really real contenders. Kind of like how those Yankees teams were in late '90s. When they were winning a lot of championships. I can definitely see that for this team. But they got to stay together. They got to make sure they do the right things with Adley and a couple of other players. They got to make sure they pay them early because we said that in the chat. We got to make sure they pay these guys early, keep them healthy, keep them motivated. And I think that they can win a couple World Series if they remain focused. But so far, baseball has been great, man. Especially in this town, because usually it'd be dead around the summertime. But the Orioles playing the way that they're playing right now, it's been an easy breeze, man. And we're only a week away from training camp, so it just makes it even better. So the Orioles are gonna keep rolling while the Ravens come on and they start off the season in September. It's gonna be an amazing rest of the season or rest of the year, I should say. So I can't wait to see what the Orioles do in the playoffs because they will make the playoffs. That's just no way they're not going to make it. They're going to make the playoffs. So let's just see what they do.
Could have Ravens on Sunday afternoon and Orioles Sunday night at Camden Yards. Cravante.
The Orioles, so ever since the run that they've been on last year, it seems like they picked up right where they left off. The Orioles have come through absolutely, no pun intended, or maybe all pun intended. They come through swinging. My gosh, the offensive explosions that I've seen from the Orioles is like, yo, every now and then they just explode. They had a 15 run game, 8-9 seem to come easy. Like, they're really of the upper echelon, not just of their division, because we know what that division is, but they're the upper echelon of Major League Baseball. And it's great to see because we all know, I have a lot of love for the Ravens, and y'all, of course, love the Ravens, but this is a baseball town. And when the Orioles are doing well, it's like the city is thriving. Like, they shut down downtown when them O's games is on. they shut down downtown, man. That light rail is jumping. You can't get an Uber or a Lyft. Like, it's really, really crazy down there. But it's for a great reason, because they're playing outstanding baseball right now. And like Raj said, they are going to make the playoffs. And I don't foresee a one and done, situation. Like, the Orioles have the opportunity to go deep into the playoffs. And what if the Orioles and Ravens are playing at the same time? Baltimore is gonna be up. You know what I'm saying? Forget, like, we gonna have to find different modes of transportation. The NTA gonna be jumping, the light rail gonna be jumping, Uber, everything gonna be jumping, going back and forth between one facility to the other. Like, it ain't gonna be how we gonna move.
Just stay home.
And it's gonna be amazing if that happens, because the way the Orioles are playing right now, they could be playing in September.
They could be.
Agreed. Let me show you guys something. I did not forget about you, Raj, before we get to this Lamar thing. I think this is what you were referring to, my good sir. There you go. That's what it looked like. He's excited to be here.
Very excited to be a Wizard. Look at this facial expression.
The lies.
Well, yeah. Let's get to it real quick before we get to goofies. Lamar Jackson, he was in South Florida buying ice cream for the kids, working out with Odell, Zay Flowers. How you feeling about Lamar this season, man? Do you think he can? I asked this question: can he possibly throw for 4,000 and run for 1,000? Is he going to have that type of monster season?
I do think he has the opportunity to have a monster season. Those are some hefty stats that you put out there: 4,000 passing and 1,000 rushing. Like, we talking about all time. Those are some all time great stat lines. But I do think Lamar Jackson, I mean, every year he's played, there's always a stretch where it's like Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL. Every year at some point, that goes through different pundits and different analysts, because he is. He makes, if the Ravens win, 9.5 times out of 10 is because of Lamar. And Lamar finally has what you guys have been asking for since he's been in the league. He has a legit number one guy on the outside. No, Mark Andrews is a tight end, like we understand, but he has a legit guy on the outside, because the Ravens wide receiver core has been lackluster for in the near like past as of late. The wide receiver core has been a little underwhelming. And that's via not necessarily because of talent, but the injury bug has hit the Ravens pretty hard, especially on the wide receiver side of the game. But Lamar Jackson absolutely can have a MVP caliber season, and the Ravens, I can see the Ravens in the AFC Championship. All I'm saying, if they make it, you know who they're gonna be playing. That's the only thing I say. It's either Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, but Patrick Mahomes is my guy. So if the Ravens make it to the AFC Championship, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, and hopefully y'all won 13, 14 games and y'all can get it in Baltimore. But you know what I'm saying, it's possible. Because I feel like y'all are penciled in at 11 and 12, 13 and 14. We'll see. You gotta have some things go right, but Lamar Jackson is primed to have a good season. We're just, hopefully the football gods are in his favor as far as health wise. And also, my guy was down there working out with them. My guy, Jahad Dawson, was down there as well, trying to get that work in and see if you bring a little some of that back to DC.
Yes, we'll have Ravens and Commanders practicing against each other in August, so definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Raj,
Hey,
how you feel about it? You excited, man? I know you're excited for the season, man. We're
Look,
almost
bro, I know we're a week away from training camp. I can't wait. Um, so glad that this narrative of Lamar not practicing or being with his teammates during this time period where he doesn't, where there's nothing going on. He's been with his teammates. He's been practicing. He's putting the work in. Zay, OBJ, they've been putting the work in as well. And it's cool that they had a nice event for the kids out there in Florida. I seen my man Engraven and his family was out there as well. Took a picture of Lamar Jackson yet again. Lamar is a stand-up guy. Lamar is a great guy. Lamar is one of the best players in the NFL. The only thing that I ask for is this, and it's not even stat-wise. I don't care what numbers he puts up. All I really want him to do is this: just stay healthy and do not get into a funk during the middle of the season. That's all I really ask as a Ravens fan. I don't want. I mean, just that's it. Just those two things. Don't get hurt and don't get into a mid-season funk because we've seen what happened the last 2 years where he been in a mid-season funk. A lot of things went wrong for the Ravens, and a lot of those times it's been downhill from there. So if they can get that right, if they can make sure that the playbook stays fresh, if Todd Monken can make sure that he, is very strategic of how he calls the plays and he gets Lamar Jackson to actually scan the field and check out who's coming where because that weak side blitz, that's a killer, man, for this team, especially during that period of time. So if they can get that right, if they can get the playbook right, if they can make sure they do what they're supposed to do, I think we'll have an amazing season. And everybody doubts that Lamar is a legit just stand in the pocket quarterback. I beg to differ, but we shall see, man. It's going to be really exciting. It's probably the most excited I've been since Lamar Jackson, since 2019, honestly. Since 2019, this is probably the most excited that I've been because this is something exactly new that we have never really seen before. We never seen him with a guy like OBJ. We never seen him with a guy like Zay Flowers who plays like Steve Smith. We never seen this. We seen him with Rashad Bateman, of course, but Rashad Bateman he's iffy. And maybe this season he might break out. Who knows? But I just think that the sky's the limit for this team. I think that they have a real shot of doing something really, 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 really special. But of course, like I said before, they got to keep the playbook fresh. They got to make sure that they keep the guys off of Lamar and Harbaugh. Please, please, whatever you do not screw this up. Do not call stupid plays during the season. Going forward every fourth down. We don't need to do all of that. Trust in Todd Monken's offense. Trust in your coordinator, and trust the process.
go ahead, Dre.
You know what? I echo a lot of what you guys have said about Lamar Jackson, but I mean, I think the word that comes to me, not excitement, but optimism, because like you said, if this team stays healthy without the injury bug, because we know that some of those guys like Odell and Lamar, they have an injury history, but if they don't, if they're not hurt and they're able to play at full strength, the sky's the limit for this team. I think that a lot of people do believe that the Baltimore Ravens, we're talking about AFC Championship game, Super Bowl possibilities, because Lamar Jackson, like Karante said, there's stretches every season where this guy is legit the best player in the league, not just necessarily um, for a period of time. But I mean, this is just hands down. We talk about like Patrick Mahomes, the Burrows of the world, but Lamar Jackson belongs in that conversation. So I think that the fact that he was able to have the offensive coordinator, he's able to have some wide receiver help season for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. So I know as a Ravens fan, I'm excited and I definitely want to go to a couple of games. And it's about time that
They surrounded Lamar with some help. Get this man some help, and they were finally able to do it. Both as getting him a new offensive coordinator with some good schemes, and along with getting him the wide receiver help, so that way it's not just all on Mark Andrews.
Well, we will be tuned in. We're ramping up the coverage as training camp is a little bit over a week away, as Rod said. Got a joint practice with the Commanders, and they'll be doing some live practices at the stadium. So, a lot of things coming to the channel. We'll be doing some previews, position breakdowns, and so much more. So, stay tuned, hit the bell to stay up to date on everything Ravens as we will ramp up the coverage as the season is quickly approaching. Cravante, you ready to get goofy, my boy?
Let's do it.
It's time for Cravante's Goofies of the Week.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Yes. It feels good to be back, good brothers. I'm not gonna hold us up all night, just like y'all know I can. But there is one extreme goofy that happened recently that I just want to give my 2 cents on. But first things first, welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy over the past week. Y'all know I have 2 levels of goofiness. We have the low level green goofy, Packer green at this time. I'm gonna leave the Jets alone. Because they got some high hopes over there, and I think they'll do well. Well, I'll say they'll do okay this year. I don't know about well, but they'll do okay this season. I think they'll do better than the Packers. So for now, I'm gonna keep this Packer green. Low level goofy. It's funny, hee ha ha, kiki. Speaking of kiki, we'll get into that a little bit later. In the hopes that it does not grow to become a higher level goofy. Just laugh about it. We move on. But if it does become a high level goofy, it turns to the level of red. High level goofy. Cardinal red. Cardinal sin red. At this point, we've gone too far. It's no longer funny. There could be some form of humor in it, but it's no longer funny. We have to talk about some things. We have to meeting. We have to have a meeting. We have to congregate. We have to figure out what's going on and get this down from the high level that it is on. So the one I have is actually not sports related. It's entertainment related, but it's not sports related, and it's definitely of the high level goofy variety, and that is and Byron. Gosh, his name escapes me. Is it Darius? Keke Palmer had a baby recently, probably about maybe 4 months ago, going on 5 months ago, with a gentleman. I believe his name is Darius. And he has been
I believe that
wilding.
is correct.
Okay, yeah, and he has been wilding lately. But here's the gist of it. Everybody knows Usher puts on a hell of a show, puts on a hell of a concert. I believe they were in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, where I believe he still currently has residency. Yes, there he is. The brother Usher has been around for a long time. He's been in the game a long time, and has hits after hits after hits. So he knows how to do his thing when it comes to the stage, and he got a few he got a few dance moves as well. But I say that to say I'm sure he finds it a little easy to talk to a crowd of women, maybe pull one up and give her a little extra attention and make her feel good. And that's Usher, there's not many women that's gonna say no. But Keke Palmer was there. She was wearing a very revealing outfit, and she was in turn giving Usher, I think, a little bit more attention than he was giving her. And um what's the good guy? Darius, her child's father, did not like nor appreciate her I'm so glad I get to use this word right now. Um Gallivanting on the stage with Usher Raymond. But not only did he did not like it, he found it disrespectful and all those things. But he took it a step further. And he took it to the Twitter streets. The Twitter, as our good brother D would say, he took it to the Twitter streets. And my oh my, did Black Twitter eat him alive. Now, he is not necessarily wrong with how he feels. He was basically saying in so many words, he did not like what she was wearing and how she was presenting herself at this Usher concert. But he called himself a traditional man and all that, when it's like, come on, bro. Traditional? This is the opposite of traditional. You're at home, bro. You're at home with the baby. She's out. She's out and about. So traditional, it's not giving traditional. Oh boy. Is that's Darius on the right? Yep, that is Darius on the right. So he basically took to Twitter to try to, I think, like in a weird way, shame Keke Palmer for her for what she chose to wear and her actions and all that. But the crazy thing is, who are you? Who are you to be talking about Keke Palmer? Because Keke Palmer is Keke Palmer. She has a name for herself. She's built a reputation for herself, for herself, and she's built a career for herself. As Raj said earlier, well, shoot, I don't know if that was during the show or off air, but at the least, she's a B-list actor, which is nothing to sneeze at. And apparently, she does music too. We're not gonna get into it, but we know her for her acting skills. So for a nobody such as Darius to come along and just say, just spew stuff at the well-known and well-loved Keke Palmer is not going to fly. Because at that point, everybody turned into her older or younger cousins or older or younger brothers or uncles. Very, very well, I might add. And made Sir Darius turn his comments off. Deactivate his accounts, even. And again, he has every right to feel how he feels. I just thought he was out of line for putting it on Twitter. The world, the people, the streets did not have to know that you felt like that towards Keke Palmer, your girlfriend at the time, Raj. I'm hearing from Raj that their relationship's on the rocks or whatever, but your child's mother and your girl at the time. You went about this the wrong way, brother. And you paid for it and seem to be continuing to pay for it because you let your emotions get the better of you. And usually when that happens, it never ends well for anybody, but especially you, brother. I hope he takes this as a learning experience and not ever do that dumb stuff again. But what are y'all thoughts? That's my lone goofy of the week. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. And it seems like Brother Darius is on the wrong end of it all by himself. Got to do better. Got to do better.
Well, now that's goofy.
Oh, gosh. Something wrong here.
Thank you, Cavante, for that goofy of the week. Drizzy Dre, are you still driving?
Yeah, I'm still driving, bro.
Next week, episode 400.
400.
400.
Drizzy Dre.
Man, I'm excited, y'all. Birthday week. Episode 400. Man, that's going. I'm already proclaiming it's going to be the best week ever, man. Best week of my life.
There you go, brother. Go ahead, Cavante.
Before, shout out to my lady Shantae. Her birthday is 7/11, which on the East time, 12 midnight, and it's her birthday. So happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Shantae. Wait a minute, she's a Cancer?
Yes, she is a Cancer.
Big shout out to the lady in Cavante's life.
And Siraj with his incredibly big eyes.
Big shout out to her.
But, yeah, you already know what it is. This week is a big week for
So Dre, what can people expect episode 400 if you want to give a little tease?
I'll say this. Expect some PTI mixed with some around the horn, with some surprise guests like a Royal Rumble.
And Dre, how can they, I guess, well, no more WEAA, but how can people keep up with you and what we got going on here in the Flex Zone?
And you already know I'm the Black American Dream on IG, Facebook, Andre Melton. Of course, you can catch me with my brothers every Monday at 10 p.m. here, the Flex Zone podcast. And I mean, look, you never know where Dre going to be at. Uncle Raj, he told you we was on the boat, so you just never know where we going to be at. Paul was with me too, so look, you never know who on the crew going to come through.
Big shout out once again to our guest of the evening, Paul Williams, Dre's line brother. Dre's A1 since day one. Big shout out to Paul,
my
talking
brother,
WNBA. Big shout out to Paul. Yes. So like Dre said, next week, episode 400. Plethora of guests possibly coming by. We'll keep you guys posted. The Flex on One, Twitter, Instagram, and of course here on the YouTube. Big Raj, what do the people need to do if they're watching this? A lot of stuff on the channel and more to come.
Man, just hit that like and subscribe button, man. We got plenty of stuff coming very, very soon. Ravens coverage is coming. More Orioles coverage is coming as well. Preview a lot of things. Well, like you said, preview a lot of Ravens training camp stuff. Coming position battles is coming as well. Thoughts throughout the season is coming. Just a lot of stuff. Pretty much a lot of stuff. Like our break is almost over with as far as the mid-season. And a lot of things are going to start moving into motion. So stay tuned. Hit the channel. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe for the channel. I'm on Threads, by the way. So.
Oh wow! How is it?
Oh wow! Uncle Raj on Threads.
If you want to follow your boy Raj on Threads, I think it's Roger Lee Herring, or you can type in Herring More, like on Instagram. I'm gonna pop up, populate. So yes, Threads is great. Threads is a new platform by Mark Zuckerberg, similar to Twitter, but a little bit different. It's still in the early stages, but there's plenty of people on there so far. You already know your boy Waters is on there wilding out. So yes, it's definitely the
having
new
a hot
wave.
boy summer. You're having a hot boy summer.
Yeah, he definitely is. Brother Nature's doing this thing. But yeah, it is a new platform. Check it out for yourself if you want to. It's free. And it's pretty cool. So there you go.
Yep, we'll be live Wednesday. AEW. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. But hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Flex on One, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube, of course. flexon1@gmail.com. Again, shout out to Mark. Thank you for the love, the super chat love. You guys can always super chat, donate to the channel, support us as we head towards episode 400 and beyond. Executive producer Andre Mel, senior producer, captain of the Goofy Ship, the Mandalorian himself, Curvante, Bay, Big Raj. We are in cancer season, social media producer extraordinaire, getting things done. And as always, he'll take you on that love boat and you might get finished. Happy birthday, Dre. Let's be the first to tell you. I know it's coming up this weekend, brother. So keep us posted on your plans. I know you're heading home, so get home safely. Throw your ones up. Acknowledge the Head of the Sports Podcast. Hey, what's the only place giving you sports how you want it?
When you need it.
When you need it.
Dre, for Cravante, for Raj, for God's favorite host, and once again our guests and everybody in the chat. Big shout out to Paul, big shout out to Mark, Raj, Samantha, Miss Queen was in here. Nick, we see you. Everybody, Funny Rob, shout out to you. All love. We'll see you guys during the week, and stay tuned for episode 400 as well. We're getting ready to get out of here, put the kids to bed. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
Peace.